Hello squirrel friends, it's me again, back with another video. This time it's about Drag Race. Now, I'm fairly new to the Drag Race series franchise. I only really started kind of watching it last year, so I'm kind of new to it. But my first full season that I've seen on television has just concluded, and that is season 13. So I thought I would do a video about it, of course, because I don't really have that much knowledge or insights or really even opinions about Drag Race as a whole to say what I felt about the season as a whole. I'm just gonna give my opinion of each of the queens in the order in which they were eliminated. So that should be fun. Let's just start. First off is KAHmora from the House of Hall. As we all know, she was the first one to get eliminated. I saw that coming 1,000 miles away. KAHmora, she has really good looks, I will say that. She is definitely a looks queen, but that is about it. That's all she had in her arsenal. It was really unfortunate that was it, but she just had to get out of there. I think, you know, her looks are really good, and that's kind of where my opinion of her ceases, so let's just go on to the next one, which is Joey J. Also, I'm on the Drag Race wiki, and for some reason, everyone from season 13 has a full name except for Joey J. He's just Joseph, so I guess he doesn't have a last name or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, Joey J, I mean, she said it herself, she was a filler queen, and out of all of the people in season 13, I have zero opinion of Joey J. I think she was okay. I liked some of her looks. Some of her looks were just meh, but honestly, she was kind of boring. Is that mean to say? I'll say it anyway. She was kind of boring. She just wasn't hitting for me, you know. Joey J, she just meh overall. That's really all I can say. Next, we have TAMISHA Iman. Oh my goodness. I now consider myself officially a TAMISHA Iman stan, and I honestly didn't even realize she went home third. That's kind of surprising to me, but she did. On Drag Race, I thought she was fine. I did like her personality. She did have a lot of really fun confessionals, and I thought her looks were nice. You know, she had a really strong storyline, especially compared to some other people, which I will get into. That, you know, she was cast last season, but she couldn't make it because she was diagnosed with cancer. And, you know, she said she relearned how to walk and all of that just to be on season 13. That was really nice. And, you know, the fact that she's pretty much legendary in her own right really made her stand out in the competition, even though she ended up going home third. Anyways, gosh, I absolutely love TAMISHA Iman. Her video, her music video that came out during the reunion, I've watched that so many times now. Oh my goodness, I just love it. What else? Oh, I've been watching so many of her old like performance videos, like from pageants of years gone by. My favorite one is the one from 1996 where she like has her own song and everything. Ooh, I forgot what the pageant was called, but it's from 1996, and the name of the video is just TAMISHA Iman 1996. And then there's another one of hers from 2000. I think there's like 2 videos of her on YouTube that are specifically from 2000, and that's like in the title, but I'm specifically talking about the one where she has like the green look and like does the slow reveal, and the song is Woman's Got the Power. That one, ooh, that one hits so hard. That one just slaps. I love that performance so much. I watch it once every few days. So yeah, I really like TAMISHA Iman. And honestly, she and Kandy Muse gave a fight that will be so legendary. I mean, it's up there with, you know, I feel very attacked, this isn't RuPaul's Best Friend race, everybody versus Mimi on first. It's up there with that now, and honestly, that's so great. But, you know, of course, these are real people, and we have to take that into account sometimes. I found that it was just purely entertainment. I didn't really see it as, you know, an indictment of TAMISHA or Kandy's character, like as a person. It's a reality show. They gotta have drama. I mean, they said on the next episode after that aired, that episode of Untucked aired, that they had like made up. So, you know, it seemed like it was fine, but I don't know. I mean, she did say in the reunion that if the cameras weren't there, she would have fully hit Kandy Muse. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's actually been resolved. But gosh, that was so interesting to see happen live. Oh my god. And a truly iconic moment of television. Next on the list, Elliott with 2 T's. I don't know what to say about Elliott with 2 T's, other than I thought she was so painfully boring. That's kind of mean, but I don't know, man. She was found to be the weakest link by the other pork chop girls, and honestly, they were right. I mean, she had some good moments, but honestly, after she got eliminated, there wasn't really anything in my mind that stood out about her. So, I mean, there's that, I guess. I don't know, man. She's just boring. And then, oh my god, I don't really know what the tea is here, but apparently she did something racist in the past, and I saw a comment either on YouTube or Twitter calling her Elliott with 3 Ks, which is like, oh my goodness. I honestly didn't understand why she was so disliked on, you know, the timelines, but apparently she did something. And in her reunion video, she had like 2 black guy dancers to absolve herself of that. I really don't know what the play there was, but she did something. I don't know what it was, but pertaining to this season of Drag Race, I just thought she was boring. Kind of, I don't know. It didn't even really seem like any of the other queens liked her or like got along with her or anything like that, because I will say this season of Drag Race definitely turned out to be RuPaul's best friends race, because like it really seemed like for the most part everybody liked each other, except for, you know, TAMISHA, and Kandy, Muse. I mean, there was still, it kind of seemed like they made up after like the big fight, and then, you know, Elliott is just kind of off by herself. There's really not much to say about her other than the fact that she's kind of boring. Moving on. Denali was one of my favorites, I'm not gonna lie. I liked Denali. I thought she was a good lip syncer, and I liked a lot of her looks, but I guess in this competition, the judges just found her to be mediocre. I don't find her to be mediocre. I think she's really cool, and the fact that she lost the first lip sync on ice skates, I don't understand that one. That was rigged. That was definitely rigged. She should have won that. The fact that she did it on ice skates. What? Come on. That was so cool. I thought that was so cool, and yet she lost. So, I don't know, man. I really like Denali. She's sort of kind of up there with one of my favorites. She shouldn't have went home when she went home, because, bro, when she did go home on the, what was it, the makeover challenge, everybody said, oh yeah, Olivia should go home. And yet, she ended up lip syncing and going home, and not Olivia, who definitely should have gone home when she went home. I really don't understand what was going on there, but something was going on there, and I don't like it. Tina Burner. Honestly, my opinion of Tina Burner has evolved. I will say that. At first, I didn't really care for her because she had this whole red, orange, yellow color scheme going on that was just, it was just too much. I didn't really like some of her hairstyles, and some of her outfits were just kind of, But personality-wise, she was definitely one of the more entertaining, especially when it came to her confessionals and just her interacting with the other queens. I thought she ended up being really entertaining. And also, Tina Burner is another queen who is pretty, I guess, infamous, or not really infamous, but legendary in her own right. She's like, you know, this big drag queen in New York, and now she's on Drag Race trying to make a name for herself, even though she's already has a name for herself elsewhere. Like, she and TAMISHA, I feel like the both of them, they can definitely go on to be as legendary as they were before, even though they didn't win Drag Race. Like, being on Drag Race probably definitely helped them with their careers, but I think they could have gone on being legendary in the scene without Drag Race. Oh, and, you know, my morphing opinion of Tina. In the beginning, I thought she was kind of annoying. At the end, I was really sad to see her go, I'm not gonna lie. You know, she was one of the more entertaining queens to watch. Utica. I don't know what to say about Utica, honestly. First of all, her full, like, drag name is Utica Queen, but she's never really referred to. She's only referred to as Utica. I think she should just drop the queen part, because Utica, just the one name, suits her way better. But, oh, man, I thought her looks were really nice, okay? Especially the bag look. Everyone was gagging over that, so was I. You know, I thought her looks were really good. Just her personality-wise, it was too much. It was just too much. I mean, I'm sure some of us who are in high school and college currently all know that one theater kid, and it's always theater, that one theater kid who is just on one at all times, that's Utica, and I can't take it. It's too much for me. I don't like it. It's just, No. Also, there's the fact that she's actually really shady and like kind of mean off camera. You know, there's that scene where she told Olivia, oh, I thought you were going to do really good in this challenge, and then it cuts to her confessional and she's like, I'm worried about Olivia. That was so freaking shady. And then there's that time in Untucked, which I'm surprised not a lot of people are talking about because I thought that was really, really weird. But there's a time in Untucked, it was after the reading challenge. Rosé said that, you know, while they were at dinner, she like pulled out her notebook and like started reading everyone at the table and everybody just wanted to eat, and she was like, and a lot of the stuff that she said was like super mean, and it's like, who knew she could be like that? Because, you know, she's just this very, very nice, very quirky, weird person on camera, but behind the scenes, she's a snake. So yeah, I thought Utica's looks were nice. I mean, they were. We can agree. Especially her finale one. I like that. I did like that a lot. It was cool. But her as a person, I don't know. You gotta watch out for her. I just don't think she's very likable. As a person, that's kind of it. Olivia Lux. Honestly, Olivia, you know, she's relatively new to drag. I think at that point she said she'd only been doing it for either a year or 6 months. I can't remember. It was probably a year. I don't know. But she hasn't been doing drag very long. And for someone who hasn't been doing drag for very long, she's pretty decent at it compared to people like TAMISHA, Iman, and Tina Burner, who were well-known names in the scene. They went home before her. So I don't know what that says. Do with that information what you will. I don't know what to do with it, but you can do something with it. Gosh, honestly, she's also one of my favorites. I just thought, you know, her looks were really good. I really like her personality, you know, just being a very nice person. I mean, she could be kind of shady sometimes, but it's usually more in a playful way than a genuinely mean way like Utica. But yeah, I thought she was delightful. I would love to see her perform, you know, play the piano and do some singing, honestly. You know, Olivia, if you ever come to Birmingham, I might be there. You never know. Post-COVID, I'm vaccinated. Alright, and then we get to the top 4. Rosé. Honestly, I didn't think Rosé would make it as far as she did, and I will tell you why. Rosé, her looks, especially in some of the earlier challenges, were kind of sus. Like, they just, I don't know, they were weird. Like, the Ruffles one, I think that was it. It was either Ruffles or Trains. The one with the blue suit, where she was like, it was a blue suit, but it had like some fabric attached to it. And then there's the gray one where she kind of looked like a sea cucumber. That one, those two were just, I don't know, man. But also, I think the reason why she could skate by with that stuff, because in some of the earlier episodes, there are girls who were like way worse than her looks-wise. So, and, you know, challenge-wise as well. So it kind of made sense why she got as far as she did. But honestly, you know, I personally felt that Rosé had zero storyline at all. You know, because with some of these girls, you know, they have a fine storyline. You know, Denali's was that she wanted to prove that she was more than safe in the challenges. And TAMISHA Iman's was that, you know, she's coming back from adversity. But you have examples of better storylines than Rosé's. Rosé, it seemed like, you know, she was on America's Got Talent before. I can't remember how well she did. I don't watch America's Got Talent, so I don't really know. But apparently well enough to the point where it's like notable that she was on there. And, you know, her drag, I guess, sister. I mean they're not in really like the same house, but they're in this little group called Stephanie's Child. Her drag sister was on the previous. Yeah, she was on season 12. Jan was on season 12, and she didn't really do all that well, but, you know, she has, I'm gonna call it nepotism, but I don't think it's really nepotism, but it's kind of nepotism, because, you know, you had someone else who you're associated with kind of closely to the point where you could call them a drag sister on a previous season. Talent by association. I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna call it talent by association. She has that. I mean, like, she can sing really well, and she can perform really well, and her looks are good enough, and it's like, everything about her was entirely too polished. There's like really nothing to improve on, so like there wasn't really much that she had to work on as a drag queen. I mean, she didn't even have like any really personal struggles that she had to work through during it either. Like, she wasn't really going through anything in her life other than the fact that, I don't know, the only through line that Rosé had was that she needed to stop being so perfect, which in a competition I don't see how that's a thing. But it is, I guess. I really don't know. It wasn't enough for me. It just wasn't enough. Whatever story producer was in charge of Rosé's story, they need to have a performance review. That's all I'm saying. Should she have gotten as far as she did? No? Question mark? I really don't know. I mean, compared to the rest of the cast, yes, because I mean, again, she is pretty good at everything, but I don't know, man. She's just kind of like Joey J. She's just a little boring. Moving on. Gott Milk. I will say, when I was first watching the first few episodes, I could definitely see her making it to the end. I predicted it. I didn't bet any money on it, so I'm still broke, but I could see her making it to very close to the end of the competition. I thought she might win, but she didn't, which that ended in lip sync. This might be controversial, but I thought she did better than Simone. Like, honestly. But someone might disagree with me. I really don't know. I don't know. I guess personal taste, I thought she did better than Simone, but anyways. I think, here's what I think. Gott Milk was definitely a very good person to have in this reality television program because she had an actual through line. She had things that she wasn't good at and things that she was good at, and she had, stuff to overcome. She's really good at makeup and looks and stuff, but she's not so good at performing and I don't really say lip syncing. I think she's just fine at lip syncing, but she had things that she was good at, she had things that she needed to learn, and she had a through line, which is, being the first trans male on Drag Race. That was basically her entire through line. And she made it pretty far. And, I thought that's very good for this. So for that reason, for my own personal taste, I thought she was pretty enjoyable to watch on TV every Friday at 7. I don't know, I'm pretty neutral on her, but I can also see why she made it that as far as she did. Next, Kandy Muse. Honestly, if they make a drag version of Bad Girls Club, she has to be on it. She has to be on it. I could see in the beginning that she was kind of getting the villain edit, that some other girls have gotten in the past, but hers, it wasn't like that she was the worst, the absolute worst, because she had some redeemable parts and she was still friends with other people in the cast, right? So she wasn't 100% villain, but she had a mean streak, I will call it. And some of that definitely part of the edit, some of it just her. I didn't think that was an indictment of her character. She's just a little spicy, and that's really all there is to it. And that's very enjoyable to watch on television. However, Kandy is another person, even more than Rosé. I don't know how she got that far. Honestly, legit, she shouldn't have gotten that far. She technically got eliminated that one time. But then they had the double Shantae, and it's was that worth it? Was that really worth it? I don't think so. She should have gone home when she was gonna go home. She put up a good fight, She did well enough up to that point, but at that point it was time for her to go. And RuPaul brought her back. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why. And she made it to the final 4. Oh, that's so wild. Okay. She did well in her challenges. I'll say that. She only got 1 win though, so apparently not well enough. Not that well. But a lot of her looks, more than some, a lot of her looks were just not it. Especially, one that comes to mind, especially, is the trans look and the pockets look. Those two just weren't. Did I skip over someone? I most certainly did. Oh my god. Well, I accidentally skipped over Lala Ri, so I'm gonna go back to her. Honestly, I liked her a lot. I thought she should have won Miss Congeniality. I could see that for her, and honestly, I'm glad she did. Some of her looks, oh my god. I honestly cannot fathom how that bag look was able to come into existence, and she walked down the runway in those paper bags like she really did something. That was so funny. I have never felt secondhand embarrassment before, or to that degree that I did when I was watching that, but that certainly was something, goodness. But a lot of her other looks were really nice as well, and she's a really good lip syncer. I thought that was cool too. And her confessionals were really entertaining, and I thought she got along well with her other castmates, which, I mean, that's not really important to win Drag Race. They don't count how nice you are to your other contestants. But I still think that's, I think it matters how someone interacts with their castmates. Which is probably why I wasn't too fond of Elliott with 2 T's or Utica, because they were just not getting along with their castmates, basically. So, we are on to the winner, Simone. Simone was honestly, in my head, like pretty early on, I figured it would either be Gott Milk or Simone who would win. I was right about that. I didn't bet any money on it, again, so I'm still broke, again. I thought she deserved to win. Honestly, I don't think she had a single bad look, except for the social media musical. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know. That couldn't have been hers. Like, those tights were a completely different skin color, first of all. Secondly, she doesn't even usually wear tights with her looks because she just, you know, slathers her legs in baby oil and calls it a day. So I don't, and the wig was grim. That pink wig, that wasn't it. I really would like to know who came up with that look and who co-signed on it, because it was just, I don't know, man, that couldn't have been hers. I refuse to believe that's hers. The producers must have gave her that to wear, because it didn't make sense at all. It's like strangely bad, like uncharacteristically bad. Aside from that, basically every single one of her looks was a banger. You know, if she steps out onto the runway, she's gonna serve, and she did. Oh my goodness, especially in the finale, the big hair and the dress and the bandana, that was so cool. Oh my god, I loved it. I don't know if I could say that she was one of my favorites. I mean, I liked her, but even though she was like pretty good, well, no, okay, I was about to compare her to Rosé, but I don't think she can be compared to Rosé because Simone wasn't good at everything unlike Rosé was. You know, she was having trouble singing. I won't say that she can't sing. She has it in her. She just couldn't bring it out. She had the whole inner saboteur storyline going on that they foist onto one or more of the cast members like every season. So she had that going on. You know, she had the trying to prove to herself that she's really something because, you know, she came from nothing and nowhere, Arkansas, and she's like, I could resonate with that. I could feel that. I could really feel it, and I could relate to it. So I thought her storyline was good. It was well thought out and it was well executed. I don't know, she was honestly, she was only really perfect in one regard, and that was her looks. So I'll say that. You know, she grew as a drag queen from the beginning of the show to the end. She really showed that, you know, she could get out of her head and like do what's needed to be done to get to the end of this competition. And that final lip sync, I mean, I thought it was fine. Honestly, can I just say something about those final lip syncs in the finale? I don't know what was going on there. That first one with Rosé and Kandy Muse, I know Rosé had like a broken ankle, but where was the energy? I just felt like there was really no energy there in that lip sync, and then Kandy won from that. Like, I know Rosé had a broken ankle, but I still felt like she did better than Kandy. Okay, I don't know why she came back for that. Honestly, I'm of the opinion that those final lip syncs weren't at all like random. Like that wheel was entirely for show. They knew who they wanted to lip sync against each other, and they especially, had Simone and Kandy Muse lip sync against each other because that was the one where, you know, it was like I don't know, bookends. It's not even really bookends because the first time it didn't happen at the beginning, but I'm gonna call it bookends because, you know, they lip synced against each other once, and then Kandy went home, and then she got brought back, and, you know, will it happen again? We don't know, we'll have to see. It didn't end up happening again. Honestly, I think that would have been like a serve, just like storyline wise, if Kandy lip synced against Simone and then went home, then got brought back, went to the finale, lip sync against her again, and then won. That would have definitely been something storyline wise. However, this isn't a fictional show, you know. Allegedly, these things are supposed to be based on talent. If I were writing it and this was fictional, I would write it like that. But you can't do reality like that. That's not how it's written. But just know that those final lip syncs were not random at all. At all. They had the two LA girls against each other and the two New York girls against each other, and then they had Simone and Kandy Muse. That wasn't random. If you thought that was random, ma'am, you just got played, okay? That's all I have to say. Honestly, I am definitely a Drag Race fan. Fully after this, you know. This isn't my favorite season, which is weird to say. I think All Stars 2 is my favorite season, because I did watch most of it. On season 9, I didn't watch all of season 9, but I watched all of season 9's Untucked, because it's all on YouTube. There's only like 3 seasons of Untucked on YouTube. 7, 8, and 9. Those are the seasons of Untucked that are on YouTube. The other ones, honestly, the state of RuPaul's Drag Race licensing, it's just weird because it's on so many different networks, and now it's like on VH1, and some of it's on YouTube, some of it isn't, some of it's on, actually none of it's on Netflix now that I think about it. Some of it's on Hulu, it's just scattered all over the place. But I think now that, I guess, is VH1 owned by Viacom? I think so. Yes, because Paramount Plus. I think now that it's owned by Viacom, I don't know because I don't have Paramount Plus, but I'm fairly certain most, if not all of it is on there. I think the first season of Drag Race is like considered lost media because like it's not on VOD anywhere, but there's gotta be like DVDs of it. There's surely DVDs of it, so it's not fully lost media, it's just kind of lost media. However, what I don't like is that the next season of All Stars is gonna be only on Paramount Plus. It's not gonna be on television, it's just Paramount Plus. I have opinions about this whole genesis of all of these streaming services, but honestly that's another video for another day, so we're just gonna have to ignore it for now. But just know that I don't like it. This bubble is going to burst at some point, and it's really not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. So I guess I'll be watching this next season of All Stars like I watched the first season of Canada's Drag Race, which is through the pit stop and meme videos on YouTube. So that'll be interesting and fun to see. That's my unsolicited Drag Race video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's my Twitter. Here's my Ko-fi. Honestly, I like how my makeup turned out. I'm looking in the the monitor on my camera, and honestly, it's kind of hitting. I really like it. We'll see if I still like it when I'm editing this video. I thought, you know, it's simple, red and kind of gold look. I figured if I was doing a video on Drag Race, I can't show up looking busted, so I tried my best.